Gonzaga Nation SI, I'm Dan Dickau, your host, previewing the big matchup against USF, the Dons, on Thursday of this week. The Dons battling for seeding in the WCC tournament while Gonzaga is locked up the one seed. We've got special guest, head coach of the USF, Todd Golden, here to join us. Todd, what a week for you guys. 3 games. You guys rescheduled one against Pacific, which you won handily. Now you've got the Zags coming into town Thursday. Uh, how much prep do you like to have at this point of the year?
How much prep? For the Zags, I'm not sure how important it is, but we get a couple days here after that win on Monday to kind of catch our bearings and get everything organized. We had a good practice today. I thought we did a really good job of kind of getting our first install of our game plan out there. And now we got about 26 or so hours till tip, and most of the hay is in the barn. We got one more walkthrough tomorrow to try to tighten some things up and put out about 12 crazy defenses that the Zags haven't seen this year to try to give ourselves a chance to compete tomorrow night.
So when you play a team in league for the second time, how much do you look at that first game film and in deciphering the actions that you liked, maybe the defensive schemes that you liked, and things that you've maybe progressively done a good job against other teams? How do you figure out that game plan?
Yeah, a lot, to be honest. I think having that 40 minutes to evaluate is probably the most important thing in the sense of you're watching yourselves too, right? So you're seeing, what coverages you felt like were effective, what maybe you could do a little bit better. I think we learned a lot from our first game against Gonzaga. To be honest, I thought we did a good job in the first half of kind of disrupting their rhythm and offensively. Decent job keeping them out of transition, which is incredibly hard to do. And then the second half, we got away from what made us successful in the first half. And so we pulled quite a bit, and we'll have a couple different looks for tomorrow night because you can't guard Gonzaga the same way for 40 minutes and expect them to not get comfortable or to not have different things to kind of counteract what you're doing. And so it'll be a fun game where we can try some new things and see if we can keep them on their heels at times.
For quite a deep stretch into the WCC season, it looked as if 4 teams would be in the NCAA. BYU's on the bubble now. They've got some work to do. You guys are still hovering in the mid-20s in net and KenPom. Now, I know coaches don't always like to talk about this, but have you mentioned that to your team, the importance of what those analytics look like, or you just have them on improving each day?
Yeah, honestly, it's as cliche as it may sound, but I'm trying to keep this team in the present. This group has put ourselves in a position to do something here in San Francisco that just hasn't happened in a very long time. The last time they made the tournament was either 98 or 99, and that was when they won the conference tournament. They haven't received a large bid in the past 40 years. So we're on the precipice of doing something pretty unique and pretty special. But the one thing that I've always, thought of is, if you get too worried about the future, you're going to mess up if you get too worried about the future, you're going to mess up the current moment. And so it's really just focusing on trying to get these guys better each day. And our group's unique and similar to how Gonzaga has been at times where we have a lot of new players this year. And so we felt like we could, get better over the course of the year where a lot of teams maybe peak in the middle of the year. We felt like through conference play, if we kept working on some things and got guys comfortable that we could keep getting better. And I think that's, kind of proven out in the way we played in terms of KenPom. We're second in both offensive and defensive efficiency in conference play, even though our record's 9-5 at this point. We've been not right behind Gonzaga, but we've been between Gonzaga and St. Mary's in regards to how efficient we played, which in my, humble opinion is the best indicator of how well you played.
You spent some time under Bruce Pearl at Auburn. Auburn was ranked #1 for a couple weeks earlier this season, so you've had an inside look at how he runs that program. You've coached against Gonzaga. Give Gonzaga fans a little bit of kind of quick 30-second foot view of Bruce Pearl and Auburn.
You know what? It's him and Coach Few are incredibly different in terms of their personality, but I do think they have a lot of similarities in terms of the way that they operate in the sense of, they're both exceptional recruiters, right? You look around and you see some of these guys, whether it's Drew or Chet running out there and all the other guys, are insanely high level recruited players. Well, that's where Auburn is right now, too, with a guy like Jabari Smith, Walker Kessler transferring in from Carolina, great guard play, Alan Flanagan. They've done a really good job of getting great players. And I think what makes both of those programs really unique and is a credit to both coaches is that they get really good players to play unselfishly, and I think that's something that's really, really hard to do. Like Chet could have gone in there and been the man. He decided to go to Gonzaga and be a part of something that was pretty unique, and put the team in front of himself. And I think that's what you look at a guy like Jabari Smith, who just right there with Chet in the conversation of being a top 3 pick. He goes to Auburn and he's just a guy in the sense of, he's a great teammate. He's rooting for the other guys. He wants the team to be more successful than himself. And, that's something that's unique and that parallels between both of those elite programs.
Well, Todd, I appreciate the time. I'm looking forward to this final week of WCC play, and the conference tournament is going to be something fun to watch in a week or so in Vegas. So thanks again for joining. Best of luck.
You got it, Dan. We'll talk to you soon, brother.